Good morning. Are we in? We're in. We're raring to go. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, said. I am rested. I am raring to go. How are you? Good. Generally okay. It's not a bad day today, is it? It is not a bad day. It's cold. It's crisp. Well, it was. Don't tell me it's raining now. So we've got a really nice workout for you today. We're going to do a nice long warm up and then we're going to get into it. Lots of aerobic work today. If you feel you need a little bit more strength, feel free to contact me about joining our functional circuit on a Thursday, which is all about just strength for everyday activities. So if you do feel you need a bit more rather than then just send me an email and we'll get it sorted. Now, what we need for this session, she says, looking around her, is your chair or something to support you. You don't have to sit down. If you do wish to do this workout seated, you can do the whole thing in your chair. What I would advise is you sit up tall and just leave a little bit of a gap between your bottom and the back of the chair so that we're still using these core muscles as if you were standing. We also need your little light weights, so your tins of beans, but if you haven't got any, or if the shoulders or the elbows don't like it when you use the weights, just use your body weight. It's absolutely fine. So, are we feeling well is the other word. We don't want to be doing this session if we're not feeling well. So it doesn't matter if you're not exactly tip top and you think a little workout will help you. It's if you've got a fever, if you're feeling poorly, if you've had a very recent injury that might be aggravated by taking part. So if any of those things apply, step to one side, send your partner in and just wait until you're feeling a little bit better. Good morning, Sam. Sam has come to join us to show you how it's done. And we'll get started. So let's find a space. So just make sure it's a nice safe space. There's nothing to trip over. We're going to take those feet hip width apart and then we're going to really lift that chest. So we're going to create some space between the base of the ribs and the top of the pelvis. And then we're just going to relax those arms down by the side, relax those shoulders. And we'll start just by moving those feet. So we're just going to lift one foot at a time off the floor. Just remember what our name is, who we are, where we live. It's one of those mornings, isn't it? And then we're going to take those feet a little bit wider. And while we're doing this, we're going to focus on keeping that chest lifted and not sticking out that bottom too far behind us. See if you can keep it nicely tucked in. And then we're going to come back to feet hip width apart. We're going to take those feet a little bit wider again, so we're nice and stable. You can soften those knees a little bit, and then we're going to squeeze the shoulders up, relax the shoulders down. So we're drawing those shoulders up to the ears, we're breathing in, and as we allow those shoulders to slide down away from the ears, we're going to breathe out. So we're going to do one more of these, nice breath in, and then we're going to push that breath out. And then once those shoulders are totally relaxed, we're going to drop the chin down towards the chest. We're going to lift that head, look straight ahead. And then again, we're just going to let that chin gently drop down towards the chest. Lift that head, look straight ahead. And then we're going to look over the shoulder twice one way. Come back to center. And again, it's nice and easy does it. Okay, nice and easy does it. Back to center. And then we're going to do the same the other way. So just gently, gently. Now, it's tempting to lift this shoulder. Let that shoulder relax. Just turn the head to your point of tension. Back to center. Let's take some toe taps. So we're pushing that big toe down towards the floor, just warming up the ankles a little bit, getting the fronts of those legs a little bit warmer. And we're going to talk about pace. So some of us have a naturally slightly slower pace. Some of us tend to go a lot faster. Doesn't matter, but just remember this is the warm up. So we're starting from nothing and gradually building building your intensity level to the main section. So don't feel you need to go straight into it. We need to gradually build our movements, our range of movement, gradually build that heart rate and that breathing rate. Now, let's see if we can take that heel. So we're going to draw that toe up towards the ceiling, just finding your range, your pace. That's great, guys. And then we'll bring it in and we're going to take that little pedal. So we're going to lift one heel at a time and we're going to press that heel down into the floor. Good. So really giving those ankles a good warm up this morning. And then we're going to bring the heels down, take the feet a little bit wider, lift that chest. Let's think about warming up that lower back. So we're coming into those side bends. Now I'm going to show you from this angle. So if you can see, I'm not leaning forwards. My bottom's not here and here. Okay, so that bottom is in, that chest is lifted. If I was sort of stuck between two sheets of glass, this is the only way I'd be able to move. I wouldn't be able to move forwards or backwards. And the strict purpose is just to get a bit of movement between those segments of the lower spine. Let's come back and walk on the spot. And then while we're walking, let's take some rolls of these shoulders. So we're just drawing the shoulders up to the ears, drawing them back and down. Good. So we're circling backwards, really wakening up the back, the upper back, backs of the shoulders, and then we're going to relax it down. Let's go back to those toe taps again. And this time, we're going to see if we can add a little bicep curl. And as we curl, we're making a fist. As we bring it back, we're opening out those fingers. So really getting those hands and wrists warmed up as well. So bicep curl. And we're just making a fist, opening those fingers. Making a fist, opening those fingers. Last couple. And then we're going to bring it in. And again, feet a little bit wider. Again, heels are down, but we're just going to soften those knees. We're going to bring those hands underneath the chest. Now, remember, we've been buried in sand all the way up to the waistband of our trousers. So there's no movement in these hips. We're literally moving from just below this rib cage. And because of that rib cage, there's not much movement here. So all we're going to do is just take it to your point of tension again, and then we'll come back to center. So this movement's really useful. Really helps stopping you pull things when you start, doing your day-to-day activities. Keeps you nice and flexible. But this is the movement when we're rolling over, if we're lying down. It's the movement that we put on our seatbelts. Because if you think about it, you don't move those knees when you get that seatbelt for the car. So we're going to bring it back and we're going to lift those knees just a little bit higher. So let's think about these hips. And as we lift these knees up, we're going to think about just using that belt-like muscle so that it wraps us around here, and it's going to help keep that trunk nice and stable. So we don't want to sort of lean backwards as we do that, and we don't want to lean forwards. We want to keep that nice long trunk. Brilliant. Let's bring it down. Let's take some little taps behind us, It's almost like a little squeeze of those bottom muscles. Squeeze the bottom muscles. Squeeze and squeeze. We're going to do two more, and we're going to do one, and then we're going to see if we can just gently lift these heels off the floor. So I like to take my feet a little bit wider for this. I'm just gradually squeezing the heels towards the bottom. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're going to come back to that walk on the spot. Let's think about these arms now. So we want those shoulders nice and relaxed, a little 90-degree angle at these arms, and we're just going to pulse those elbows forwards and backwards. You got it. Forwards and backwards. And then we can see, if we've got enough room, we could walk forwards for 4, and we could walk on the spot for 4. We could just walk backwards for 4. And on the spot for 4. Let's try that again. So we're just going to go forwards, on the spot. We're going to go backwards, on the spot. And again, let's go forwards, on the spot. Brilliant. Backwards. Doesn't have to be a big movement, on the spot. Now, bring it in. Let's see if we can just take those little taps out to the side. Tap and in. Now, remember, all that's moving are these legs out. So we're not doing that, okay? So watch my head. What we want is to keep that head in line with that breastbone and in line with that pubic bone. Good. Let's add that little bicep curl. We're going to do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Let's take those taps behind again. Slightly bigger this time, slightly opening up those hips a little bit more. Good. Opening up those hips a little bit more. We're going to go 4 and 3. Good. 2. So it's nice and controlled. And 1. Good. Let's take that little pedal. And while we're doing that, let's take some circles with these elbows. So we're going to draw a spiral if you can. So the spiral will depend on your range. So it might be a smaller spiral. And we're making the smaller circles gradually into bigger circles. And then we're going to bring it down. And we're going to just take those taps out to the side again. Now, as we do this, we're just going to gently bring those arms out to the side. So we're keeping that nice long back. Brilliant. We're going to go 4, 3, good, 2, and 1. We're going to come back into the middle. Just gently move those feet. Take a little roll of those shoulders. Relax any tension that's built. And then let's take that step behind us. Press the heel of that back floor down towards 6 o'clock on that clock face. Bring it up, bring it in, walk it out. Let's do the same on the other side. So we're just taking that heel, pressing it down to the floor. Nice strong trunk. Bring it in, and then we'll go back to those knee lifts. Good. So if we can, we're going to add that little bit of rotation to that knee lift. So we're still keeping nice and tall. Okay, still keeping that chest lifted. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll just walk it out, guys. So keeping those feet moving. We're going to walk one hand over the shoulder. Give ourselves a little pat on the back. And then we're going to bring this hand down. We're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to do a couple of these on each side. If you can, keeping those feet moving. Walk that hand over just to your point of tension. And down, and again. Good. So we're just taking you to your full range while we're moving, rather than holding those stretches before we start. Good. Now we're going to bring that hand down. We're going to walk those feet into our little mini squat position. Now, those of you that done squats with me, you know exactly where we're going to start. We're going to do some mini squats. So it's a tiny little movement. We're dropping our bottom behind the heels without overarching that back. Good. We're keeping that chest lifted. Be careful of this, guys. Be careful of this. All we're doing there is getting the lower back working, and there's no movement in the knees, no movement in the hips. Good. So push through those heels, squeeze that bottom. Let's walk it out. Good. Now, while we're walking it out, let's see if we can just, nice and easy does it, open your arms as if you're going to give me the biggest hug ever. And then you're going to just look down towards the floor, bring those hands in. Then you're going to lift that chest, draw those shoulder blades together, and bring those arms in. Good. Let's do that again. One more time. Give me a hug, then bring those arms down. We're going to reach up, we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to bend those knees into that mini squat. We're going to push up through the heels, breathing in and breathing out. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, if you've been having any trouble with your knees, when we do our squatting section, I want you to keep it to the mini squats. I don't want you to go any lower than this, okay? So listen in. Make sure everything's in line and just work within your range. So we're just doing these little mini squats now. Only if you're finding that it's not affecting you, are we going to go a little bit lower. So we can try one more little bit lower, bring it all the way up, tap it out. Tap it out, guys. All right, we're almost there. We're getting there, but we are tapping. We're going to add a chest press, and we're going to push 4, 3, 2. Now change the tap to a heel dig. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lose the arms. Now we're just going to slow these heel digs down. Then we're going to just take that foot in front, sink down into that back of the thigh stretch, bring it all the way up, walk it out. Do the same on the other side. So we've got that heel dig, let that foot relax, sink down into that back of the thigh stretch. So we're feeling that stretch. Let me show you here, and then we're gently coming up. So really, rather than holding it, we're just taking your muscles and joints to their full range and then coming out of it, and we'll hold it a bit longer at the end. Now, let's take a punch, shall we? Let's take a punch. Let's take a punch up. Good. Let's take a punch to the side. Let's take a punch forwards. Let's take a punch to the other side. And then we're going to go forwards for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just hold it there. We're going to take a step. We're going to take a step. Brilliant. Step to the side. Lovely. Step to the side. Now, we're going to find that range. Hold that nice, strong trunk. So remember, we're not leading with the head. We're just leading with these feet, these legs. Good. Now, if you like, we can add a little arm movement. Good. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, let's bring those feet there. Let's go back to those little hamstring curls. The beauty of these is that we're just having to lengthen these muscles here as we kick these heels behind us or squeeze them. Now, you can use the wall for balance. You can use anything sort of around you for balance. Just make sure you're not holding on to things like this. And make sure whenever we do our exercises, if we're seated, if we're standing, we got that nice tall back. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Just take that little heel pedal, and we're going to take a nice big arm circle with one arm. We're going to take a nice big circle with this arm. Brilliant. We're going to take some elbow circles. Okay, chums, we're ready to rumble. Keep those feet moving. So if you need a comfort break, if you need a little sip of water, take one now. We've got 40 seconds before we get started. Okay? All right then. So 24 minutes roughly of aerobic exercise. A little bit of strength on top of it. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we've got some music. I've got a new phone. I can't work it. But I did manage to transfer that. That's why I was almost late today. Couldn't get it to work. All right. So I'm not sure if that's too loud, but we'll see. Now, are we ready? We're going to start with some nice kicks. So you can go nice and easy. You can take it a little bit faster. Find your pace. Now, what we're looking for is this nice, strong core. So try not to lean backwards when that leg comes forward. Just a nice, straight kick. Good. So you can add some arms if you like. I'm just going to stay with the kicks for now. Brilliant. How are we doing, guys? So we've got another 20 seconds of these kicks. Then we've got a little bit of recovery if you want it. Now, if you want to just keep kicking and do each exercise for the whole minute without using that 10 seconds recovery, that's fine. If you want, you can sort of start your recovery a little bit sooner. So if you're feeling tired, now we've got 10 seconds, but we do need to keep those feet moving. Now, side taps next. You ready? Out and in. Now, find your pace. We're going to see if we can add some arms with this. Now, if you can, we're going to bring these arms in, and then we're going to go out. Good. It's like a little pec deck move. I'll slow it down. Good. So we're squeezing those shoulder blades together. We don't want those elbows higher than the shoulders, otherwise your neck's going to get sore. Good. So we're using the chest muscles and those upper back muscles. Makes it much more challenging. So think about your breathing. If it's coming too fast, if you can't talk, or if you can't string more than a couple of words together, you might need to lose the arms for a bit, bring them back in. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out, guys. Woohoo! So, we've got that little heel kick next. So we'll start without the arms. Now, if those knees are sore, keep that movement very small, or just go for the back taps, okay? Brilliant. Now, we're going to add a little pulsing movement. You can take it a little bit slower, or you can take it a little bit faster. Okay? Great. So find the pace that works for you. I'm going to show you from this angle. So remember, we're not throwing that back out. Keep that bottom nice and active. All right. That's good. I'm really pushing those arms behind me, using those tricep muscles, using the backs of my shoulders. This is going quickly. We're going 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we did a little bit of work on those squats. We're going to start with mini squats, but if you can go into full, that's fine. Off we go to T, rather than going too far. Watch these knees. Sometimes they just do that or they do that. Okay, we need the knees to be bending in this hinge manner. They're a hinge joint. They're not designed to rotate. And that's sometimes why they get sore. So we want to make sure those heels are down. Drop that tailbone behind your heels. And then make sure those knees stay in line with that second toe. Good. Keep that chest lifted, guys. We're not looking down. You're looking straight ahead. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Nice and easy does it. Good. So in the second round, we can take it a little bit deeper if you like, or we can stay with the mini. What's next? Side steps. I'm going to go this way. Singles. Good. So I'm taking these little side steps. Now, we can add some arms with these, and I suggest a little chest press or pull and a push. Pull and a push, or a little bit of a mixture of a row and a chest press. So squeeze those elbows behind you. As you come back, we're on fire. You've got this. Sam is unbelievably excited by this workout today. Look at him. He couldn't be more excited. Okay. Now, 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Brilliant, guys. What's on the thing next? Okay, we've got knee lifts coming up. You ready? Okay, let's go. Knee lift. Now, I want us to see if we can add that little tap to the opposite knee. Now, try not to get those knees doing this. See if you can bring them straight ahead, in line with those hips. Get a little bit of rotation in that trunk. Good. Now, if you want to work harder, we can really push these arms out between each movement. Or if we want to take it a little bit easier, good. There's still that lovely movement from the core muscles, whichever one you choose. Brilliant, guys. We're almost there. This is going quickly today. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Now, we've got those little taps behind us for the backward lunge. Coming out. Go. So we can add that arm movement. So if this is too much, we can change something. We can just slow it down a little bit. Okay, we can slow it down a little bit. Or we might decide we like the speed, but we might need to take the arms out just for a few seconds, then bring them back in as that recovery comes in. As long as you can say, hello Sarah Tagg, I'm having a good time, I'm happy. Try it now. If you can't say it, then we might need to slow down a little bit, okay? And we could just reduce the range. Brilliant. All right, guys. 3, 2, 1. What's next? We're going to walk it out. We're going to find that W position. We're going to find a piece of wall, or we can just push against the air. Okay, even pushing against the air, imagine it's really heavy, can work. Right. So, are we ready? Shoulders drawn away from the ears. Imagine you've got a little orange between your chin and your chest. So we're not lifting that chin. We've got that chin drawn to the back of the neck. Good. Let's not forget to breathe. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. How are those arms doing? We've got just a couple more. 3. That's beautiful, guys. 2, 1. Okay. Roll those shoulders, walk it out. Fantastic. You'll be able to kiss the guns afterwards. Well, actually, it wasn't actually working the biceps. That was shoulders, chest, and triceps. Right. In fact, with the press ups, the narrower the hands, the more tricep, the wider the hands, the more chest. You heard it here first. All right, what have we got? Woo! Side steps, doubles. I'm going to stand over here a bit. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 2 steps. Go. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Now, depending on room, she says, you might be able to add these arms. You might need to keep them a bit smaller if there's 2 of you. Watch out for Val. You might need to slow it down. Brilliant, guys. I've lost my timing totally from talking too much. Remember, you can take the arms out. You can add your own arms. Brilliant. Up to you. What we're giving you is little suggestions just to keep these feet moving. And you can pick and choose which bits suit you best. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out, guys. Okay. Get those boxing gloves on. We're going to do some jabs. You ready? Now, keep those feet moving if you can. Shoulders relaxed. Trunk nice and strong. Good. You can punch forwards. You can punch backwards. You can punch to the side. You can punch forwards. You can punch to the other side. Good. Push forwards with those knuckles. Brilliant. I'm going to punch up. Yes, I am. Not too close to this bit though, because it would hurt. Good. I'm going to punch either side. Punch. Punch. Good. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to do a little bit of ducking and weaving. If anyone's ever done boxing, they'll be weeping at my technique. Okay. Walk it out. So, we need our little light weight to this, or no weights if you don't want to use them. Remember, when we're picking up our weights, keep that back nice and strong. Use those legs. Now, main thing is we're just going to keep those feet moving. We're going to take that W position, like in the press ups. We're just going to push up one arm, slowly back down. Good. Breathe out. Slowly back down. Good. Breathe out. Slowly back down. So only as far as you feel comfortable. Now, if this doesn't suit you, you can always do some upright rows. Okay? Brilliant. Push it up. Oh, is that enough? I'm making too much noise. Now, if you want to make it more challenging, we can take two together. Make sure you don't push the belly back so draw that belly button in as the arms come up. It actually really makes these core muscles work, because in fact we want to help the arms and the shoulders by sticking the belly and the pelvis forwards. Good, breathing out. Lovely, just got about 10 seconds left on this one. If it gets too much, go back to the singles, okay? Breathing out, breathing in. Last one either side. Good. Breathing out. Lovely, guys. Okay, roll those shoulders. So that's all about reaching, okay? All about being able to reach, put things away. Right, keep those feet moving. What have we got now? Can't understand my writing. Tell you what we'll do. We'll do some upright rows, okay? So we're going to go squeeze and down. And we're going to squeeze. Now I'm going to change the leg movement. Squeeze down. Squeeze down. So it's all very controlled. Great work, guys. Squeeze down. Squeeze. Looking good, guys. Brilliant. Squeeze and down. Good. So we're drawing those shoulder blades together, keeping that chin drawn to the back of the neck. Long spine. Last one. Oh, go on then. And bring it in. Roll those shoulders. I'm going to put my tins down. Just going to give us a little pause. Brilliant work. So keep the feet moving. I can see what I wrote now. So we did a little bit of extra strength there. We've got literally just a few seconds for a comfort break. Have a little bit of water. Have a think about, how did I cope with that first half? If you found it challenging, just maybe tone it down a little bit. Think about using the chair if you want in the second bit. If you thought, that's all right, I could do a bit more. Then you know what to do. You need to increase the range, add a little bit more arm movement, maybe go a little bit faster, but don't let that technique go, all right? Are you ready? Okay, I'll give you 2 more seconds. Are you ready? Okay, just join in quietly if you need to. We are going to go. Let's do it. All right. Okay, so kicks. Now, I'm going to see if we can speed it up a little bit. Okay, brilliant. And I'm going to see if we can add a little bicep curl. Good. Now, remember, if that breath comes too hard, then we're going to actually remove the arms, slow the kick down. Good. Now, use this belt-like muscle here. This is what is keeping that space between the ribs and the base of the pelvis. Standing tall. Nice relaxed shoulders. Brilliant. And then you can smile. Okay. We're on fire. I forgot what time we start. So if we are kicking for 5 minutes, I apologise. Brilliant. Good. So I'm going to lose my arms for a bit. Feel my breath coming. Don't want to be panting all over you. Good. Let's say 10 seconds and then we'll have our little more recovery, okay? Good. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we can use this. You can actually really work in your recovery, or you can actually just get that breath back a little bit. Now we've got side taps, tap, and in, good, tap, and in, good. Peg deck, ready? Let's go a little bit faster. Good. Only if you feel comfortable. Good. Open out this chest, keep that back nice and strong. Good. Looking straight ahead. Brilliant. Fantastic, guys. Okay, keep it up. You can do this. You've got this anyway. Brilliant. Now, if it gets too much in the shoulders and the arms, just take them out. Stay with the taps, okay? Do some different arms if you prefer. Or just stay with the taps. Good. We've got 5 seconds left with this. Brilliant. 3, 2, 1, walk it out. So narrow. We're going to take that walk just a little bit wider, ready for our hamstring curls. Are you ready? We're going to do a little row this time, okay? Let's go. Squeeze, squeeze. Now, we can make the movement really powerful by adding this row. I'm going to show you here. So we're rowing that boat. Good. Pull, draw those shoulder blades together. Ah, amazing. Fantastic. So we're nice and light on the feet. Nice long back. Oh, this is the best way to start Tuesday, isn't it? Yes. Bit of Michael Jackson and some lovely moves that are going to make us feel looser, stronger and fitter. 3, 2, 1. We're going to walk it out. Woohoo. So I can feel my breath coming a little bit faster. So I might need to pare the next one down, but we've got our little squats. So remember, we can go mini, or if you want to take it a little bit deeper, just make sure we're looking after our joints, our back, our knees. Good. Excellent. So just drop, squeeze. So I'm all about technique this morning. All about technique. Good. Really push up with those heels. If you find them difficult, remember we can sit. Use those leg extensions. So using the quadriceps muscle here to straighten out that leg and bring it down. Good. The other thing we can do is hovers using that chair, pushing into the heel. We can do sit to stand. Slow and controlled down. You can do stand to sit. Okay. The options are endless. Walk it out, guys. Brilliant. Oh, thighs are strong. And remember, those strong thighs mean you can get up and down steps, in and out of chairs, up and down flights of stairs, in and out of cars. We need to keep these legs strong. We need to keep the glutes and the thighs, the calf muscles strong. Right. What's next? I can't read. Kneeless. Good. Now we did a little. Oh, no, we didn't. We did an opposite tap. Now, who's ready for the challenge? We might need something to hold on to. Let's see if we can do 2 knee lifts on one side. Are you ready? 1, tap, 2. 1, tap, 2. 1, tap, 2. So you might need some support. Good. 1, tap, 2. 1, tap, 2. Nice strong trunk. Go back to the singles if it's not working for you. Fantastic. Good. So this really gets the core muscles working. Just go to the singles if you need to. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out, guys. Woo! Making it a little bit more challenging in this one. Now, lunge, but the aerobic version. Back and in. Good. Back and in. Back. Good. So find that pace that works for you. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Nice strong trunk. You've got it. This just makes me want to stop lunging and just go like this. Okay. Feel free to do whatever you like. Just a few more seconds on this, guys. And if that breath is coming too fast, or if you want to do some John Travolta dancing at any point, just do that instead. All right, 3, 2, 1, walk it out. I think we got press-ups. Yes, we have. So push away, bring it back, okay? Good. Now, if you haven't got a piece of wall that's suitable, I'm going to just show you what to do with these tins. So, not too high, push away from the chest. Good. So keep those wrists nice and strong. So this is just if you haven't got wall suitable. Don't think, oh, I'm going to do this, because actually your body weight is slightly more challenging. But if you haven't got anything else, this is what we're going to use instead. Okay? Brilliant. I'll just do a couple on this wall. Remember, you can take those feet further away to make it harder. Closer in. We want a nice, strong trunk, guys. Brilliant. Keep that little orange between the chin and your chest. Last two. And one. Walk it out. Roll those shoulders. Great work. Great work. Okay. So we got those double side steps. We're going this way, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Now, only if you feel comfortable are we going to add arms. You can add a bicep curl if you prefer. Good. So this is the one if you're limited on space, or if you've got your beloved next to you, okay? This is the one if you live in a mansion. Brilliant. Good. Remember to keep stepping with the outside of that foot, so foot is flat, so when those knees bend, they're bending in line with that big toe. Good. If you find this challenging, just focus on those steps. Focus on those steps. Nice long trunk. Brilliant, guys. Okay. 3, 2, 1. We're going to walk it out. Yes, we are. So, ready for those punches? Okay, little jabs. Now, some of you like to walk on the spot with it. Some of you might like that wide base sway with that little punch. We were punching across the body, if you remember. So keep that little orange between the chin and the chest. So you can do this, you can punch forwards, or you can walk on the spot and punch. Up to you, okay? Up to you. I like this one. Good. Brilliant. And I'm just putting just that something's really getting on my nerves at the moment. I'm going to push it, punch, hitting it with that middle knuckle. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Brilliant, guys. Now, we're going to give us some little calf work. So, we're going to see if we can lift those heels off the floor and down. Up, slowly down. Up, or not so much slowly down, but control it down. Good, we're controlling that movement down. Chest is lifted. Brilliant. Up, slowly down. Up, control it down. Now watch out for this, okay? Up, slowly down. Brilliant. You've got this, guys. Fantastic. Up. Brilliant. Okay, we're just going to do a couple more. Now focus on that nice long spine. You can add a little bit of balance work if you like. And bring it in. Walk it out. Whew. I'm going to take some heel digs instead of a walk, just to stretch those calf muscles out after they've done all that work. Good. Now we're going to walk all the way to our weights. And we're going to see if we can take those shoulder raises. Okay, so remember, it's important to keep those feet moving. W shape. Either palms facing you or palms out if you can. Palms in tend to help with the range a little bit more. Good. Breathing out, breathing in. So, fantastic. We can do both together. Just listen to those shoulders though. Listen to their range. You're doing brilliantly, guys. Pushing up, slowly control it down. Breathing out, breathing in. Good. All right, we're just going to do 3. Yeah, 2. 1. Bring it down. Roll those shoulders, guys. Okay. We're going to start to slow it down. We're going to take a tap out and in. Out and in. Good. Roll those shoulders. So very much slowing it down now. We are done. So I'm going to just start to let that music take it a little bit quieter. Have a sip of water. Okay, that was brilliant, guys. Really good workout. I so enjoyed your company this morning. Don't stop, because we've worked pretty hard, I'd say, and we want to make sure we walk out of here and out of your living room or wherever you are feeling amazing, not feeling a little bit odd because we've just stopped suddenly. So let's start with that little pedal. One heel at a time, and let's just roll those shoulders. So if you're having a drink or a comfort break, it's fine, okay? It's no problem at all. But when you come back, or see if you can keep your feet moving, okay? And then we're going to bring it in. And then we're just going to take those little taps out to the side again. Brilliant. Take those little taps. And while we're doing this, we're going to make a nice slow circle with that elbow. So getting that movement through the shoulders. And then we'll just take that small tap behind us. And while we're doing that, we're just going to really slow it down now. Breathing out, breathing in. And then we're going to bring it down. And we're going to see if we can take those little heel digs. So tap and in. Of course, the slower we do things, the more challenging it suddenly becomes for balance. So you may find, while we're cooling down, really useful to have something that you can just, because that's going to help with that balance. So I often feel if we sort of get used to doing that, we're not really helping improve a situation. Whereas if we use support and just start to train these muscles to hold that trunk nice and strong, we will gradually be able to lose that support unless there's something going on that's going to mean a decline in coordination. Okay, so we're going to just take a little roll of those shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out fully. Let's see if we can breathe in, just draw those hands in. And it's almost like a breathe out, nice and flowing with those hands. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out. And then we're going to steady those feet. Let's see if we can do that sort of flowing breath out, breath in, breath out, breath in. And then we're going to breathe out. Stand tall, lift that rib cage, bring it back to center. And then we'll do the same on this side. Breathe out. Nice and flowing. And then we'll just move those feet again. And we're going to take one hand onto the opposite shoulder. And we're going to see if we can hug that shoulder in. Okay, hug that shoulder in. I like this little stretch. I haven't done it for a while. Really nice for the backs of the arms and the shoulders. So we use those shoulders and that chest and those upper backs a lot today. So it's a really nice one to do. So we're going to hug it in. And then let's relax a little bit. Let's see if we can just open out these hips a little bit. Okay, we're going to take that step behind us. Remember, you can use that. Get a bit closer to the wall if I'm going to use it for balance. Okay, and then we're going to take that foot behind us. Now, 12 o'clock, we put our big toe on 12 o'clock. We're going to press the heel of that back foot down towards 6. So this back leg is strength. You can see this front knee is slightly bent, but the chest is nice and strong. Okay. So we're going to just hold it a little bit longer than we did in the warm-up. We're going to keep breathing out and then we'll lift it up and we'll do the same on the other side. So of course you can face the wall for this one if you like to do that. Remember the feet are hip width apart. You can just Use that wall almost to help push that heel down towards the floor. Good. And then we're going to gently lift and bring it up. Good work. How's everyone doing? That breath coming back to a little bit more normality. That's good. Mine's slowly getting there. And then we're just going to hold that slightly wider than normal stance. So we're going to just tuck that bottom under, draw that tummy button in, and we're going to walk one hand over that shoulder. We're going to stretch out these triceps and the shoulder joint itself. So we're going to gently take that hand, push the elbow towards the ceiling. We're going to breathe out and we're going to breathe in. But of course, our range is all different, very much dependent on neck, shoulder injuries in the past. So if that's your limit, that's fine. For some of us, it could be literally here. Just walk it until you find your stretch point, and then we're just going to breathe out. We're going to hold it there, okay? Brilliant, guys. Brilliant. It's about working with our bodies rather than sort of trying to push them all the time into sort of areas where they're not comfortable. And then we'll bring it down. So really interesting concept. And one that the Tai Chi type sort of masters a really sort of, well, the guy that taught me, really interesting. He'd just look at me with an amused look on his face. Why are you trying so hard? You'd be like, 'cause is what I do. All right then. But he was right. If you work with it, quite often you can get a little bit further. Okay, we're going to bend those knees a little bit for the back of the thigh stretch. And then we're going to slide 1 foot forwards and then take the weight onto that supporting leg. So I'm going to show you this side. I'm just bending my knee a little bit, taking that foot forwards, taking my weight onto this supporting leg. So I'm feeling the stretch down the back of that straight leg. I'm going to breathe out. I'm coming out, but then I'm going to come back in for a few more seconds. So we're really working on flexibility of these hamstring muscles. Breathing out, breathing in, coming all the way back. And of course, we can change sides. So if you want to change sides, you can either do what we've just done, or you can take that step forwards and come into it. I'm also going to show you this stretch in a chair. So I'm sitting in that front half of the chair. Good. Now remember, we're going to come out of it, and then we're going to come back into it. So those hips are square on, chest is square on, and I can feel from my, I'll stop going on about my trampolining injury, shall I? Okay, it was in May. Right there. Okay, and then we're going to come all the way up. Let's just move those feet, guys. Let's move those feet. Move those feet. Now we're just going to do a little stretch, which just includes the hips a little bit. So you can see I've taken my feet a little bit wider. My knees are soft, but my knees are bending in line with those big toes. And I'm just going to think about taking that little side bend and holding it there for a moment. And you might feel a little stretch here. It's not a huge one, but just quite nice and useful. If you want to take it a little bit wider, you can. Now keep that chest lifted, keep that bottom in. Okay, and it's just that sideways movement, breathing out and breathing in. Good. And then we just walk those feet back to a more normal position. Let's think about these chest muscles, my friends. So we often find our chest muscles are quite tight here. So we're going to draw those shoulders away from the ears. Really slide those shoulder blades down the back. And then we're going to bring these hands around. We're going to see if we can turn those palms, place them just above that bottom, and see if we can open up the shoulders, ease those elbows together. So draw those shoulder blades together and really retract those shoulders if you can. Brilliant. Keep that chin drawn to the back of the neck. We're going to breathe out, and then we're going to breathe in. Whoo! So brilliant. You're almost there. I can almost hear that cup of tea calling you. Drink me. Okay, so we do need to stretch out the fronts. So we'll start off, we're going to hold onto the wall or something secure. We're going to do the hip flexors first. So if you find that the other one is difficult, we can do 2 lots of these. Now notice my heel isn't down. I'm going to bend that back knee slightly. I'm going to lift the chest, but I'm going to push this hip forwards. Great stretch, okay? And then we're going to just bring it all the way up, and we'll do the same on the other side. So I really like to use support for this one. Okay, feet are still hip width apart. I'm just bending that knee. I'm going to lift this chest and just push. Don't let that back arch too much, okay? So we're really getting this stretch here. You can almost feel that muscle if you sort of put your hand there. It's going, oh, don't stretch me. I don't like it. But afterwards, it says, oh, thank you. Right then. The other stretch, the quadriceps groups of muscles. Now, again, not everyone is comfortable doing this. So if you'd like to go into the hip flexor stretch again, that's fine. But if you can, see if we can just squeeze that heel to the bottom. If you can, take hold of the back of the trainer, front of the trainer, trouser leg sock. We're going to lift the chest, keep that knee pointing down towards the floor. And we're going to breathe out, and breathe in. You'll sometimes find when you do that, the hamstring sort of contracts because it's being forced to sort of contract really, and it doesn't like it always after a workout. So if it does that, just come out of it. And we're going to lift that chest. Good. Remember, choose the option that's right for you. Okay. And then we're going to release. Good. Well, that was fabulous. I have to say thank you for joining me. Really, really super. And I'm really looking forward to Friday as well. It's the best mornings of the week, this one. So, although I do like the other classes too. Now, we're going to take a breath in through the nose. And we're going to push this breath out through the mouth. And we're going to remember the power of this breathing. So it's been a difficult year for everyone, and some find that, well, it's difficult to see forward. So when you feel like that, we're just going to see if we can ground ourselves, focus on the present, and we can do that by focusing on your breath. And particularly focusing on that breath out. So if we breathe in for 2, we can push that breath out for 4. We'll just hold it there. But if you are feeling that you need something just to bring it all down, you can just practice that breathing. And you only need to do it for 1, 2, 10 breaths, and I would almost guarantee you can feel better. She says, do it on the hour, every hour in this house. Okay, thank you, everyone. I don't want to go, but I'm going to have to. So go put that kettle on. Enjoy the sunshine, but it is windy, so just take care out there. And I shall see some of you on Thursday, some of you on Friday. Heil var.